for it yet. BQB goes down. Prophet tries to use his Blizzard there for what I can see.
Killed. He actually gets killed during the animation. Nice ring form there by Saya, and then comes out of it to take out Birdring. As London still in control of the point, they did use a sound barrier here, just trying to extend the percentage.
They're going to reinforce, man. They're going to keep this fight going now. Jester's going to be moving back towards the point and considering contesting it as he moves up. For the London Spitfire now, it's a matter of prolonging this fight as much as possible. And again, that fortify for Gesture does help. It's 49 and ticking % for London as they lose the point. Last week, Matt, lose a team fight where they had 6 ultimates, the opponents had 3, so execution is key. Gesture, a little bit caught out, supercharger thrown down, but Sire player quickly cleans it up, and there's the Blizzard over the point. Great placement. Fury throws it stiff. Hugapin free now. So much space created by the Blizzard. Prophet wishing he still had his.
Yeah, now you ended up using Blizzard and Supercharger there for the Florida Mayhem. 92%. You should be able to get a touch. Quartermain can go over the wall and get a touch on the Lucia.
And walls like that can really hurt your chances. Even Prophet's wall prevented the Spitfire from getting in position. Now they have to fight up the point to start with here over time, ticking down. The Spitfire are no closer to getting to the points.
Fury jumped to the point.
That's bizarre.
Fury contested to force OT.
Last time they stalled to 50, but in this occasion, London are ahead in ultimates and they're at 50. Now if they trade them back, they'll be looking fine. Fate goes down. All placed there voluntarily by the Florida Mayhem, and here's a Blizzard now. The Spitfire baited into that one somewhat. Quartermain able to do a Sire play here, and BQB again wants to try and throw up the wall, but he doesn't have any teammates really. Fury kind of positions the wall such that it's him versus the entirety of the Spitfire. Self-destruct, Birdring caught by that one. That's a nasty kill. Sound barrier was used here, and Gesture still has some left over, but it looks like it's stall mode for London.
They do have some players coming back here. Prophet's going to come back through Blizzard. I believe that's through the window. Going to connect with a few.
Looks like he threw it around the corner of the wall. Either way, that's the first Blizzard. I think the Spitfire managed to get, or at least the first game for one. Again, Quartermain strikes in the kill feed. Finds Chris this time. Gargoyle trying to protect his Reaper as Birdring goes in for the death loss of both attempting it. But Sire player looking better. This time the Spitfire stalled for 93% almost. He will try it again. Catch Fury out. Fury usually the one to go first, but he actually doesn't have a way to escape here. Now BQB's going to throw down the Blizzard. Gargoyle gets rid of the mech. No chance of Blizzard being eaten up. Wall thrown down. Fury does get an execute. Chris falls to the self-destruct, but the Mayhem are there for the cleanup. Percentage of the map hangs in the balance, but the Spitfire, they're in tatters. Another wall attempted, a wrecking ball to the point here for Gesture. Another Blizzard though. Florida have all the answers, all of the trump cards, and our Prophet gets blown up immediately, but Ocean has to fade forward onto the point to try and keep it contested with Coalescence. But Gesture's taken down by Sire once more. Going in ones and twos might have worked on Noah's Ark, but not against the Mayhem. Sire player to push up now. Sound barrier means we'll take this 1v1 and Birdring won't escape. Overtime for a few seconds. Self-destruct blocked off by the wall, and it was Quartermain who had to stall things out. He gets a touch, but Bedosian now is going to have to fade forward. Mora never wants to do this aggressively. Fury and Prophet is still there. Turning up on the Diva, the wrecking ball for Gesture to elongate this fight. But man, I don't see the Spitfire getting back into this.
Now you do have Florida able to control the point. You're going to get one touch here at the end. You're going to have Birdring coming in. Does have the death loss. He's going to raid for him here, but it's not going to get anything. Overtime ends, and the Florida Mayhem will take this first map 2-0.
Yeah, looking good. Florida getting great value out of May and May Walls. BQB absolutely a standout player. Gargoyle doing an excellent job as well to make sure Sire player is getting good death losses, not getting interrupted, not getting shut down. They're going to be looking for one another or trying to pick off the Batista. Down on either side. But Ocean fights, mate. No Fury's down. Losing Quartermain there is not ideal. Quartermain's got picked off by a couple of...
2 fights in a row.
Yeah, and look, both of them are avoidable, I'll be honest. Birdring knows how to take the battle against BQB up close and personal, and Sire player's waiting on his infra side here before he peeks out. That'll just be 1 second. He pops it immediately now and steps forward. Birdring's going to use his in response to make sure that teams are equal footing in terms of information. But the Spitfire going to give the Mayhem a bit of ground, and Bedosian does not want to get caught out there at all. He could have had a Transcendence later on in this fight, but it's a trade. Fury sends a bomb in and gets rid of Hugapin, but losing Prophet here isn't good. Sire player strikes once more. Immortality field thrown down on the point to buy a couple extra seconds for Fury, but he goes down as he tries to head to the high ground. Gargoyle will break down this shield. Hook in, Gesture removed. Fight's essentially over now. It's just Mini Diva for Fury hanging out on the point there, but the Spitfire who had already dispersed, so no opportunity to get a bunch of kills. This one might be a bit more nasty though. Prophet sends in the Dragon Strike, and it's going to split up the Mayhem. They were already committed to the fight, and while the Dragon may not have found the kills, it was how it forced the Mayhem to position that did.
That's a brutal fight for Florida.
Gesture will return to the point in about 3 seconds though. Fury needs to get picked off here, and here's the Transcendence comes too late. At least though, but Ocean's able to get back to the point as the wall comes down, but Sire players looking for more. Prophet though denied. Another shot there from the corner main, sitting in that back corner, or up on the high ground, finds the pick. Crispy Prophet now, taking the challenge, but eventually Hanzo just getting that more damage output. Despite losing Gesture early, the Spitfire still had the firepower. Still perched, but they actually dropped down voluntarily. Whole hog here for Fury, though. Keep an eye out for that one. Defense Matrix will eat some of it up, but here comes the Blizzard to the point. Fury is actually able to get away from it there. He's out of range of it, sitting in the back corner, and that's unfortunate for Florida. 5 players alive, no one on the point. No different at 15 and 9. Hey, this is how it all went down at the end of that last round. So, Blizzard gets dropped on the point. Notice Fury goes for a whole hog. Look at this. Chris knocks him out of the Blizzard. Forces the scene at 1. Okay, there's no such thing as a force. No. It knocks the Mayhem away, of course, the last couple ticks of the whole hog. Here's the Dragon Strike from both sides. It looks like, oh, the one from Sire Play was well placed. The wall kept the Spitfire in place, and then the Blizzard came down after. Great combination there. The Spitfire, at least to their credit, are going to maintain both their support ultimates into the next fight, but they are running out of time. 18 seconds left now. The Spitfire throw up a wall. They get BQB early here. No mercy on the Florida Mayhem. They're down to 5 players. This could be the difference maker. Birdring now's able to wrap around. Who's looking at him? He's taking a bit of damage. Forced to keep his head down. No one heal. Yep. No one healing him right now. There's a Transcendence on the point. He must be jealous. Looking on. Fate Supercharger gets taken down, but the Mayhem were able to avoid the self-destruct with that immortality field inside the bunker. Gargoyle blocked off. As is Fate right now, trying to get to the point, but it's fine. They'll be forced to wait a little bit for the Spitfire and down to only 3 players on the point. Birdring's had to spend most of his time with his head tucked into his wing. He can't peek out. Sire player now to work forward onto the point. Gesture doesn't last very long either. London Spitfire, they take their time and doesn't look like it's going to play out for them. Maybe a Winston attempt here, but that'll do it. 2-0 at the half for the Florida Mayhem. You go and get reverse swept by Washington and come back like this. A punter's nightmare, the Mayhem are, but they've got to be pleased.
Yes, Florida takes the 2-0 lead going into halftime.
There's a lot of front-loaded damage here. Oh my gosh, Sire player catches Birdring as he jumps across. Fade a little bit low behind that shield. Immortality field thrown down now, just on that corner. Birdring moving that as well, but he's gone down. There's a hook. It's looking good for Florida now. Shields are up. The Spitfire has Gesture back in the fight, but what do they do with him? This is a sad-looking ice block, because I'll give you the big tip. Prophet's going to struggle to get away and be able to fight effectively now. He effectively shields the rest of his team off with the wall of the Birdring.
This will be a Blizzard that comes through from Prophet. Dragon Strike here from the Mayhem. It just prevents some follow-up.
Amplification Matrix thrown down, but Birdring has the off angle, and with it, it gets 3.
But this is fine, though. I mean, the cards moved a decent amount here for Florida. You got them to use 2 fast they can get back.
There's the hook.
This should be a kill.
Immortality field thrown down.
It's a biotic grenade there from Ocean. Okay, they do secure the kill on the Fury, though.
Chris gets the field, removes it, and then Fury goes down. Gargoyle whole hogging now. Gesture and a boost, but kind of caught there by the looks of things. Prophet just disintegrate. I don't even see his model go flying. No ragdoll necessary, and in the chaos, the Mayhem get that checkpoint.
Player then combinations of abilities.
Fury has to actually use physical cover there. We know the heal's not going to be enough to keep alive, but there, Matrix in play. That is a filthy Blizzard, though, and the Dragon's trying to follow it up. Who can survive? Not many, that's for sure. It's very pretty, but it was a lot of ultimates committed. Still, you'd love to see a plan come together.
How many fights, though, are you going to be able to hold this if you're London, where you need, Birdring and Prophet to just pop off and kill the whole other team?
Are you trying to tell me that Whole Hog isn't a top-tier ultimate?
It's not.
Door passing through, Sire player let the Dragon Strike go. Fury trying to find a pick, get an easy environmental kill off the edge of the map. Doesn't find it, though. He's not in a position to use the amplification matrix. It's too dangerous for him to step up and actually angle in such a way that he can get the damage boost, so he just backs away. And now the Florida Mayhem are able to use this fact that the Spitfire looked in disarray. Whenever Blizzard comes down, will stick. The walls need to be used to block the effects.
We'll have a Transcendence Warp at Ocean here with the Blizzard in play. The Amp Matrix used here by Chris, but he actually throws it to the side there, and you're not going to get any value out of it.
No, Gesture's a big problem here, Matt. It's going to have to be an ice wall thrown up here to act as a tank for the time being, but it's not enough. But Ocean is cut down. Immortality field now, but Nelson's hooked out of it. No chance to stay alive. Fury gets into the back line, but he's going to get a whole hogged away immediately. Now Gesture trying to get to the point, but he's blocked off too. Dragon's Fight splits the Mayhem off into the corner. This is an opening now. Birdring makes his way in, gets himself two. BQB has to lip, but Chris has found the double down. And the Florida Mayhem get to the end of the map. This is where Prophet gets the save this cooldown. Gesture a little bit low though. Hold, hook, gargoyle in, wall thrown up here.
Just kind of throws off the aim there a little bit, as Nuss will have the Amp Matrix already.
Side player down though, Matt. Not ideal. Prophet gets the third kill off the map, and the damage is huge. All towards the Florida Mayhem. That amplification matrix from Nuss looked very good, and he getting subbed in after half time. Looking good.
The Dragon here if you're London. Yeah, there's Dragon.
Transcendence from Huggerford. He gets it away. Hooked down by Gargoyle. Security get halted back. Pedocian was able to front load of damage. He's found two, and now Birdring comes alive. Amplification matrix for London this time, paying off.
I like that play a lot.
Birdring climbs the siege tank. Delay siege himself, actually, and with Prophet's help, they find the kill. Two from Prophet. It's almost done. Okay, well, fair enough. He has just doubled his kills in that one fight.
That is tough. I mean, they use the Amp Matrix, and I think they're just trying to, like, create space so they can just kind of run in at Blizzard. They're able to pick off 3 with it, but Fate takes out both supports.
No way. No way. Dragon Strike through. Who's going to heal through this damage? Haka pinned down. Sire Blade gets Prophet with a Dragon Strike, and it was a double. Fate gets another kill. I know. But geez, it was so close. It had to be the whole hog there from Fury to get his team across. Otherwise, that would have been over potentially. Very scary ultimate, even though it doesn't look it. Blizzard, BQB throws one out as well. He's actually just on the fringes right now. Prophet's Blizzard, he can avoid getting frozen, and Fury 8 BQBs up though. His positioning looked good, Matt. He avoided getting frozen himself, but he couldn't see what was on the other side. Straight into the Korean future vacuum.
It's the Diva change that comes in for Fury as London now starts to get rolling. But Ocean was low. They kind of forced that transcendence.
Now Fate just dropping in on top. I think the pile driver gave him the willies there. Sire plays taken down by Gesture. Birdring in a great spot to get those self-destruct over the top, but yeah, it looks like they've got this one secured now. Gargoyle and Chris fall, Dragon Strike to make sure the point is clear. And now with the London Spitfire getting a clean finish here. They are opting into a single choke here. Sire player gets Bidosin though. Oh, that hurts!
That is about one of
He's so far away too!
That is like one of the worst picks you could lose there.
15 seconds remaining. Sire player beginning the fusillade of arrows from the high ground. Playing up towards the side, Gesture shields a little bit low. Sire player trying to find a cheeky angle, a headshot there onto the enemy Orisa. Ultimate caps here. Sire player's getting close to a Dragon Strike, and it's got rid of Birdring. The London Spitfire might let this one slip away from them. Sire player Dragon Strike now to the point the Spitfire have to stand and contest this one. They have no choice. They try and split, but Gargoyle gets rid of Gesture. Coalescence now from Bedoshin had to be there, but the wall is going to block a lot of that healing and damage, not to mention Fury desuited. BQB knows he can go for the Blizzard now, and it's a desperate wall by Prophet to try and stay unfrozen, but it doesn't work. Soundberry now from Nusses. Both Mays dig deep to try and make the difference, but that transcendence from Huggerford could be the straw to break. The Spitfire's back. Nuss removed. Prophet out of the picture now. Jester dropping onto the point here with that adaptive barrier, trying to hang around, but Discord makes it a tough life, and it is tough out there for the Spitfire. With a draw on this map, the Mayhem secured victory. That 2-0 lead is unassailable, and the Spitfire just bottomed out big time.
And the Florida guy is so happy on stage. Chris just so relieved there to get the draw, secure the win in this series.
Chris is like, bruh!
As the London has played so well on stage 4, but the Mayhem, their last match against Washington, and then today here against London has looked so good with the lineups and whatnot. Like Junkertown is so dependent on like snipers and kickoffs as BQB takes Birdring out.
Oh man, he was being healed as well! Fury comes in there, able to get rid of BQB, but I mean, already losing those two players is pretty nasty. Nuss is still alive, at least on the Mercy, but Byron now is starting to cut through. The London Spitfire. Oh dear, talk about a wake-up call, Matt. They're still sleeping out there. Jester's super out of position now. He's fighting against Hunter with the Mercy. That's clever though. Prophet is able to get BQB while Jester's being chased. Chris finishes him off, brings BQB back.
Yeah, then they use Nuss and Valkyrie to be able to contest the point, but Chris is going to be able to take out Birdring there in that Mercy on Widow battle, as that's going to force Bedoshin transcend on the point. They're trying to get a res headshot through it though.
That is so rough. Nuss does land, of course, with the res, which makes it much easier to hit. Sire player can find the head, and with burst damage, can't be healed. Over with Transcendence.
Let's take a look at play from Chris.
Yeah, I mean, Jester was out of position. Chris and BQB were chasing him.
You can't even get mad at Birdring for that.
First half in his last stage. They'd be feeling demoralized, and they're trying to keep it together right now. Again, the snipers from London look fine, though. Prophet and Birdry look completely reasonable here. Fortunately, reasonable is not going to cut it now, as Sire players having a breakout game. Haven't seen this kind of Sire player for quite a while.
Players here for the fourth map. It doesn't seem to matter. We're getting the same results, as that's going to be a transcendence of both teams on the cart, but the Mayhem seem to be coming out on top.
The Widow bursts through the transcendence. It didn't matter, Bedosian trying to keep Nuss alive. Again, Sire player. Deadly accurate, 48% scope critical hit accuracy. Seem to be just using this as an opportunity just to work on some individual stuff. Chris taken down by Prophet. As far as individuals go, the sniper pair on the Spitfire is rarely the issue. Sire player is able to get rid of that Hun zone. Prophet can't be resurrected. There's no mercy on the attack here for London. Now with Bedosian going down, there is definitely an opening here. The payload will be stopped in just a moment now as you see Swan just backtrack. Fire Place is ruining Fools with a high ground map.
Yeah, Byram actually hits a nice biotic grenade onto a few players to deny them of healing. But I love about this, though, when you get the damage zones back in, you can see like one player really just kind of dominate a game and like take it over.
Oh, Birdring doesn't have Infrasight right now. Sire player's going counter-sniping. No, he loves to do the head. Like there was ever any doubt. Problem is the Mayhem they have nothing left.
Yeah, they're bleeding.
It just took Sire player too long to find those kills, and after Prophet once again getting a first pick, and Infrasight now doesn't look nearly as good.
Yeah, no, he's got to, well, I was going to say he's got to back out, but he ends up dying. Corner may force Bedosian to end up using Trance if they want to get a push. Oh, nice halt hook.
Look at that as well. Prophet was in a great position to get the damage on, but even Fury was outside of Defense Matrix effective range by the looks of things.
Trying to res this? All right.
Okay, Chris. Nah, that was a little bit. That was a little throw.
A little.
A little throw.
They tried to. They were trying to get Swan up, who died on the cart. So they ran DPI in with his Defense Matrix in the middle of everybody.
It's like a
with the Roadhog there, and they go for it.
Moving pretty slow. There's an animation that's required. Fast. Jeez, Sire player. This man's got a family! DPI gets in though. The two-pronged assault, Birdring never ready for it. It's hard enough for him to focus just on the 1v1 duel without having to worry about bombs getting thrown behind him. Look at Nuss. He has to stay up there for a little bit longer. He had a biotic grenade thrown at him.
I mean, every fight, this guy seems to be getting at least one.
Still up around 48% scope critical hit accuracy.
Byram will get rezzed in.
Both teams res up their supports, their non-mercies, if you will. Oh, man. Oh, Infrasight is so rough. They just brought Bedosian back into the fight as well. And he's so far away from Transcendence. He may not have another one. I mean, Infrasight with Sire player. It is really unfair for him to have this ability, to be honest.
Give you a one.
Prophet going down, that's brutal. That's the sniper that's actually been doing the work. Fury now missing DPI, trying to play for the high ground. Nuss! He had to go for the resurrect, no other choice. But DPI just sends it with the micro rocket team, makes a meal of his opponent. And it's just Bedosian now. I guess he got the Transcendence after all, fam. It's a shame. There was no one else around to see it. Yeah, Prophet removed in the Florida Mayhem. They do this to me every time. Bring the Mayhem. And they get themselves their third match win of the season up against a top 8 team, previous champion, you name it.
That is clean. That's not just a win. I mean, that is a clean win for Florida.
Player of the match, presented by Omen by HP, and I think it's a pretty easy one. The statistics are actually disgusting. I mean, incredible Widow player across the season.
Yeah, the Sire player was tremendous all series long.
Reaper as well.
Yeah, the Reaper at the beginning of the series, I think the map 1, you were a little bit cautious. You knew London, you know, they were not very good on map 1 over the last few matches. So you're like, all right, like, let's see how Florida does as this series goes on. But it was really his Widowmaker that completely dominated just the tempo of the match today. It was not even close. 33 limbs on the Widow. Only 6 deaths. Really nice series.
Across an entire match, by the way. So obviously you see some, you know, some ebb and flow in some of these numbers, but still having 37% critical hit accuracy scoped up, 23-6 in final blows. Is a big deal. I'd love to know what his solo kills were as a proportion of his final blows.
So, you know, Birdring did not make the impact on the game for London today that Sire player did for Florida. I think that's really the biggest difference in the series.